Hey guys, today we're going to read a true story. It's called All the Way to the Top, How One Girl's Fight for Americans with Disabilities Changed Everything. I got this as an advanced reader copy. As a book before it's published. I think it's a really important story.
But now it's been published.
Yeah, well, thank you. Sometimes we read some stories that have some heavy themes, like we read our book about how some people don't have access to water yesterday with the Water Princess. There's a lot of great things that we can learn and feelings that we can share by reading these books with true information. So this is All the Way to the Top, How One Girl's Fight for Americans with Disabilities Changed Everything. And right now they are building a new ramp on the community library so that it's more accessible to wheelchairs. So this talks, no, sweetie, this is a long book, thank you. So this is a book about the author, whose story this is based on. And she was born with cerebral palsy, which means that she uses a wheelchair to get around from day to day. So this is her story about how she fought for people to have equal treatment and how she protested to get the Americans with Disability Act to be signed and to become law. And she says, "We still have a long way to go, and I keep using my voice to speak up for what I think is right. You can too." So Jennifer Keelan may be small, but her voice is mighty. Yee-haw! Snowball responds, speeding up from a walk to a trot. Jennifer loves to go fast, but she knows she'll soon have less time for riding since she's finally old enough for school. She can't wait to make new friends. She's ready to go. School's not far. Jennifer rolls outside, down the sidewalk to the corner. But stop. A 4-inch curb is a cliff to someone in a wheelchair. Her grandpa eases her wheelchair over the curb. Though the drop jolts Jennifer, she makes it to the building. But stop. The school says Jennifer doesn't belong there because she uses a wheelchair. Instead, Jennifer and her mom find a different school that says she can attend kindergarten, but only for part of the afternoon when lunch is over. As she rolls in each day, everyone is already busy. She has to figure out what's going on and how to join. Since most kids have never met someone in a wheelchair, her classmates are confused and even a little afraid. "You'll never be one of us," some of them say. Jennifer knows they're wrong. She's just a friend waiting to happen. But how do you change someone's mind? She's not sure, but she's not about to give up. Jennifer and her family hear about activists who are working to make sure people with disabilities have access to public places like schools. They want to know more, so they attend a strategy meeting. Jennifer has never been to anything like it. The room is full of grown-ups with all sorts of disabilities. Some are in wheelchairs, some have canes. None of them are sitting around waiting for things to change. They're shouting, laughing, and planning a big protest to get wheelchair lifts on buses. They turn to Jennifer. "Do you want to come?" Yes, she wants to go. Downtown, Jennifer rolls to the microphone and tells her story. She leads marches through the streets, chanting, "The people united will never be defeated." It feels good to speak up for what she believes in. She can't wait to do it again. She's raring to go. She protests in Phoenix. She rolls through the streets in San Francisco, waves signs in Montreal. The demonstrations don't always change people's minds, but Jennifer is used to that. Even when her neighborhood school finally agrees she can attend, she and her classmates with disabilities aren't allowed to eat in the cafeteria with everyone else. That hurts, but she keeps going. Working with other activists revs her up, yet she can't help noticing that she and her sister are usually the only kids out there raising their voices. Still, she can't leave all the protesting to grown-ups. She knows firsthand that children with disabilities get ignored too, so she keeps speaking up. When Jennifer is 8, activists propose a new law called the Americans with Disabilities Act, or ADA. The law insists schools, governments, and businesses make room for all people, including those with disabilities. Jennifer feels like dancing. If it passes, it means sidewalks with curb cuts, buildings with ramps in addition to steps, and elevators with braille panels. It means Jennifer and her classmates with disabilities can finally go to the cafeteria with everyone else for lunch.
I think that's her sister there.
Push back.
Jennifer and her family watch the news for updates on the ADA, but reporters never mention it. She switches off the TV in frustration, wishing she could change reporters' minds on what's worth talking about. Instead, the Keelans get their updates about the ADA when activist friends call. It's bad news. Members of Congress say the law will be too complicated and too expensive. They say it's just not worth it. Since the news station is ignoring people with disabilities, Jennifer and her friends are determined to find another way to make Congress hear their voices. It's go time. Her family buys plane tickets to Washington, D.C. Do you notice that theme, Ella, that they say go, she's raring to go, she's ready to go, right?
They'd make go in big walls.
Mm-hmm. As they march down Pennsylvania Avenue, Jennifer has never shouted louder. What do we want? The ADA. When do we want it? Now. Finally, they reach the U.S. Capitol, but stop. A mountain of steps block Jennifer and other people in wheelchairs from the building where Congress makes laws. Grown-ups slide out of their wheelchairs and start pulling themselves up the steps. They will make sure members of Congress know that they're here. Jennifer's heart races. This is what they have been shouting about. I want to climb the steps, she says. But stop. The grown-ups think she's too young. You can't do it. Jennifer knows it's not just about her. It's about her friends at school who were shut out of the cafeteria at lunch. It's about millions of other kids who she's never met who get stopped at every turn. Jennifer wants to speak up for all the kids with disabilities who aren't there. I need to climb the stairs. Now they're saying stop. Before it was go, right? She slides out of her wheelchair, scoots along the sidewalk to the bottom of the stairway, and puts her hands on the first step. She hauls herself up. Tiny bits of dirt and rocks dig into her skin. She drags herself up another step. The crowd roars. Reporters surround her with cameras and microphones recording her gutsy climb. I'll take all night if I have to, she vows. And she keeps heaving, hauling, dragging herself up those steps. She keeps going all the way to the top. And this says, handicap stage crawl in protest up steps of Capitol. Pictures of Jennifer climbing the steps flash around the world. Reporters start talking about the ADA. Members of Congress see the news, listen to the activists, and finally pass the ADA. Laws like the ADA don't change things overnight. Entrances have to be rebuilt, sidewalks redesigned, buses re-engineered. Slowest of all, minds have to change. So Jennifer will continue shouting and waving signs, organizing it and explaining. She will continue fighting for what she knows is right. Jennifer has places to go, and nothing will stop her now. And then this is that real picture of her climbing up the stairs at the Capitol. That was in 1990. And the rest of the book tells you like what is a disability and how you can help fight for access for everyone, and gives you a timeline. It's a really wonderful book. I hope you guys can check it out from a library sometime.
Bye-bye.